Atreides, why have I been awoken?
Brother Leto, the Inquisitor Glotka, who has hounded our chapter for so long, has stolen vast quantities of our reserve geneseed. We have not yet been able to replace many of our losses that we have suffered so far, and only a few of those we have taken from Artoria Prime have been converted into new Astartes. I plan to launch an attack on the Inquisitor at his facility, and I need all the help I can get.
Of course I will aid you, my brother. Come quickly. I have a score to settle with this Inquisitor.
Corporal Ryan, you are one of my most trusted soldiers. You have been with me through many campaigns, and now I have one more task for you to complete. The Angels of Million will no doubt want to come and reclaim their geneseed. However, we cannot allow that to happen. I will remain here with a portion of my personal army and do as much damage to them as possible, drawing them in and baiting them into my trap. You will take the geneseed that we have and transfer it to our main production facility. There, the experiments can come to fruition and we will be able to benefit the Imperium as a whole. Go quickly, my friend. There is not much time.
Hello and welcome to the 5th battle in the Blood and Shadows campaign. Today we will have the forces of the Inquisitor versus the Blood Angels. So without further ado, let's get straight into the armies. First off, we have the Inquisitor's Militarum Tempestus forces. This force is made up of a combined arms attachment with an allied attachment. Both attachments are Militarum Tempestus. And we also have the Inquisitor allied attachment as well. So 3 sources. So let's go through quickly. First is a command squad in a thawrt Prime with twin-link Gatling gun and twin-link Tocha volley gun. Then we have another command squad, 2 plasma, 2 melter, the Inquisitor's there. The Inquisitor's got his standard loadout of Terminator armor, Nemesis demon hammer, Storm bolter and Cybolt ammo. They're in another Dakar Prime. Then we've got the first troop choice of this detachment. We have twin-link 2 hotshot volley guns in a Dakar Prime. Then we have 3 troop choices. We have these 10-man Militarum Tempestus squad with double plasma gun, 10-man squad with double melter gun, and 10-man squad with double flamer, and the sergeant has a power sword. We also have 2 Valkyries today. They are just with the standard loadout, so the missiles and the multi-laser, and I've also upgraded them to have heavy bolter sponsons. And then finally, we have another command squad here. This is the allied detachment with 4 melter guns, and then 2 troop choices, both of which have double flamer. So that is 1750 points of Militarum Tempestus. Let's see what the Blood Angels are bringing. So here we have 1750 points of Blood Angels. Let's get straight into it. So, starting with the troops, we have Alpha Team, 6 Tactical Marines in a Razorback with twin-linked assault cannon. And we have Bravo Team, 6 Tactical Marines in a Razorback with twin-linked assault cannon. We have a Storm Raven gunship with twin-linked melter, twin-linked plasma and 4 Blood Strike missiles. We have a Contemptor Dreadnought with an assault cannon, twin-linked bolter and power fist. Brother Captain Atreides, of course, in his Terminator armor and his double lightning claw, the claws of Drogon. And then returning in Dreadnought form, Brother Captain Leto has been restored to glory. He is in a Dreadnought with frag cannon and power fist. If you remember, Brother Captain Leto was unfortunately cut down in the 3rd battle of the Blood and Shadows campaign when the Guard managed to drive his forces from Artoria Prime. But he's back now in Dreadnought form, ready to get revenge on the Inquisitor. He is in a drop pod. We then have the return of the Bloody 9, Dreadnought, Furiosa Dreadnought with Blood Talons, Melter Gun and Heavy Flamer. He's also in a drop pod. And then we have 3 Assault Marine units. All of them are identical. They've got double melter and the sergeant has a combi melter. And each one of those units is in a drop pod. So there we go. 2 hefty forces ready to battle it out today. Let's see what happens. So here we have the field of battle after deployment. So the Blood Angels deployed the Contemptor Dreadnought down here in these ruins, and they have Alpha Team and Bravo Team in their Razorback. So pretty light initial deployment by the Blood Angels, and a similar thing could be said for the Inquisitor. We've got Plasma Squad and its Torx Prime, Inquisitor with Melter Plas Command Squad and that Torx Prime, and then we've got Volley Gun Squad in that Prime, and then we've got one of the 10-man squads with Double Flamer defending this objective here. So the mission for today is another custom scenario. We're going to have 3 objectives plus a bonus objective. So the mission is the Blood Angels are trying to capture the Inquisitor's facility and kill the Inquisitor himself. Obviously the Inquisition are trying to hold on to their territory. So objective number 1 is here. Essentially the Blood Angels want to take the main gate to the facility. Objective number 2, Blood Angels want to capture and control the main administratum building of this facility. And then over here, the main landing pad is objective number 3. Now the bonus objective is the Inquisitor himself. If the Blood Angels manage to kill him, then they receive an additional 3 victory points. If the Inquisitor survives, then his side gets an additional 3 victory points. There is no First Blood, Warlord or Line Breaker in this game. It is custom scenario all the way. So there we are. Let's see what happens. So far, the Military Tempestors have turn 1. So, as always, Johnny seizes on me. I think he seizes in about 90% of the games that we play against, so I don't know why I even bother choosing to go first. There we go. So we'll be back at the end of Blood Angels. So here we are at the end of Blood Angels movement turn 1. It's looking very aggressive. We have Tactical Squad zooming over here inside their Razorback. Another Razorback zooming forward. The Contemptor stomping forward. So the Blood Angels have currently captured that first objective, the gate. Over here we have Leto has dropped down with his frag cannon, and he is successfully got on top of that ruin there. And then we've also got a 10-man assault marine squad has dropped out on that drop pod over there. And finally another 10-man assault marine squad over here, and these guys have combat squadded. So you've got the front 5, one squad, and the other back 5 over here, another squad. So there we go. Let's see what the Blood Angels can do in their turn 1 shooting. So pretty devastating turn 1 for the Blood Angels. They executed a perfect alpha strike. I think 2 pods got a direct hit and 1 pod scattered only 4 or 5 inches, so almost nothing. The Inquisitor's Taurox was exploded by the melter guns, and then the unit was butchered down by the frag cannon and the heavy flamer, and the Inquisitor has taken a single wound. Over here, another Taurox Prime was exploded by the double melter of this combat squad over here, and only a single survivor crawled from the wreckage. And then assorted fire from Contemptors and Razorbacks came into the big squad over here and butchered them down just to 4 guys. But fortunately, everyone has held, so we shall see what the Military Tempestors can do. They desperately need those reinforcements in on turn 2. They've got to survive another turn of Blood Angels. Let's see what they can do in their turn 1. So here we are, the Military Tempestors survival turn. They did okay, to be fair. This chap over here managed to gun down a Space Marine down here using his hotshot volley gun. He got a 6 on his move through cover, so he was pretty happy with that. These guys over here flamed and double tapped as much as they could into the squad that was here, and with the help of the Taurox Prime managed to kill 5 of them, and they actually broke and have retreated back approximately 4 inches. So there we go. And finally, the Plasma Command Squad in here double tapped everything they could into Leto, and they actually managed to get 2 penetrating hits at him. Johnny made his night fighting save, and then I got 1 through. It was a 3 on the damage table, but Furiosos have extra ammo, which means it doesn't count. So there we go. So the Blood Angel Alpha Strike, Beta Strike just continues to hammer down accurately. The Storm Raven came in over here and zoomed forward 36 inches. and another drop pod landed here and disgorged the bloody 9. So it's only the assault marines, which third squad of assault marines haven't come in yet. In the rest of the movement phase, this squad of assault marines moved up and successfully started making their way towards the survivors over here. This Razorback pressed the advantage, and these 2 units over here came forward to secure the front gate. So it's looking grim for the Inquisitor, but hopefully he can survive this coming shooting phase, and if he can, he'll be able to call in his reinforcements. Let's see what happens, guys. Blood Angels shooting and assault phase, turn 2. It has been pretty effective, but the Militarum Tempestus have managed to cling on. Let's go through it. So over here, these 2 combat squads together have managed to combine their fire and kill the Tempestus with the volley gun here. Over here, these guys were gunned down by a combination of assault cannon from the Contemptor and assault cannon from the Razorback. They actually took a surprising amount of Stormbolter fire. It took all 3 drop pods fired into them first, and they made every save, but then just so much assault cannon fire just tore them to shreds. Over here, thanks to the Storm Raven sweeping in and delivering 3 precise blows, 1 from the melter gun, 1 from a Bloodstrike rocket, and 1 from the plasma gun, the Taurox was wrecked. The guys were able to pile out, and this Furiosa here, the bloody 9, fired his melter gun in, but unfortunately missed. After that, Brother Captain Leto in Dreadnought form tried to get revenge. He tried a 10-inch charge. Unfortunately, he didn't make it, and for his trouble lost a wound to Overwatch. So he is now on 1 hull point. But these guys are out in the open. So that's all that's left of the Militarum Tempestus force at the end of Blood Angels turn 2. However, we have already rolled for reserves, and this is what the Militarum Tempestus, the Inquisitor, has coming to his aid turn 2. We have the 10-man Melter squad, a 5-man Flamer squad, and both Valkyries have arrived. So, let's see if these reinforcements are enough to allow the Inquisitor to hold on to his facility. It is looking grim, but we've only had 1 Militarum Tempestus turn so far. Let's see what they can do in their counter-attack. So the Militarum Tempestus have deployed their reserves and done their movement. Over here, the 10-man Melter squad got an almost perfect deep strike, scattered just a little bit. They were directly behind that Razorback, and now they're just slightly off to the side, but they've managed to deploy there. These 2 Valkyries are coming in. They want to do a rocket run style attack on the armour that's in front of them. And then this 5-man squad over here has deep struck 2 Flamers ready to enact fierce retribution on these guys over here. And then finally, the Inquisitor has pulled back 6 inches. So in theory, he should be out of range of frag cannons and flamers next turn, but he is running out of ground. Will additional reinforcements get there in time to save him? We'll have to see. Let's see what the Militarum Tempestus can do. See what the Inquisitor can do in their turn 2 shooting. So unfortunately, a bit of a mixed bag for the Militarum Tempestus. The rocket run, both Valkyries fired everything they had, missiles, multi-lasers and a heavy bolter, and this thing is now on 1 hull point. It is snap firing, and it's lost its assault cannon, but I was really hoping to destroy it. Over here, this thing is snap firing and can't move next turn, and has taken a hull point, and the guys inside also are snap firing. Over here, Flame Squad came in, managed to kill 2 guys from the back combat squad, and 1 guy from the melter gun side of the combat squad, but both of those halves stayed in the fight. They didn't run. And finally, over here, some twin-linking plasma guns desperately fired into Captain Leto, but Captain Leto, or I should say Dreadnought Captain Leto, well, his revenge cannot be stopped. No damage was done. So a pretty quick-fire turn for the Militarum Tempestus. Let's see what the Blood Angels can do to respond. So the Blood Angels, I think we know what they want. They want that Inquisitor dead. But the Captain Dreadnought Leto must have his revenge. The Storm Raven has gone into hover mode, prepared to unleash its full remaining armaments. Over here, a full squad of Assault Marines drop podded in, and they are setting up a firing line to kill these guys here. The Dreadnought convoy continues, the Bloody Nine sheltering its fellow brother Dreadnought, brother Captain Leto Naught. And then over here, these guys coming in as another, just in case somehow the Inquisitor survives, they will be there to help bring retribution to Inquisitor Glotka. So a lot of forces deployed over here, dedicated by the Blood Angels, but that's not all they've got. This Tactical Marine Squad has disembarked, ready to counter-fire into these Scions over here. And this Contemptor Dreadnought is preparing to unleash. Over here, this thing hasn't been able to do anything because it couldn't move because of being stunned last turn. And over here, the remaining members of this combat squad are going to try and a cheeky snapshot melter into this Valkyrie. And these guys have just shuffled around a bit, repositioning for the best tactical options. Right, let's see what the Blood Angels can do. Turn 3. So shooting. The Blood Angels just continue to go from strength to strength. A single snap-firing combi melter from over here just picked the reinforcing Valkyrie out the sky. Over here, just even with snap-firing across most of his units, Johnny gunned these guys down just to 2 people. And then over here, the Inquisitor has been brought down to just himself and 1 lonely lad. And unfortunately, again over here, even with just 3 Space Marines and a couple of Stormbolters, this squad was butchered down to 1 guy, the Tempesta, who unfortunately then broke and ran. So it's really, the reinforcements have come in for the Inquisitor, but it just doesn't seem like it's going to go their way today. But we'll see what happens. See, there's still 3 more squads of reinforcements to come in. Let's see what the Minotaur Tempestas can do. But first, Johnny is going to try and assault the Inquisitor over here with the Bloody Nine. It's an 8-inch charge. I do have Overwatch, but we'll roll the charge distance first. He gets a 6. Just do my Overwatch. I don't get anything with the plasma gun. Right, that's it. See what Minotaur Tempestas can do in their turn 3. Turn 3 Tempestas, all remaining reinforcements managed to make it onto the board. They've conducted a desperate surgical strike. We've got Flamer Squad has dropped in over here, small scatter. This squad dropped in over here. They were going to try and drop into the ruins, but unfortunately they scattered 4 inches down, and they've managed to land there. And Melter Squad has landed here. Hopefully we can destroy that Contemptor. Remaining survivors over here, these 2 moved forward just to try and finish off that Razorback over there. And the lonely lad over there failed to rally on double 1, but he only fled 4 inches, so he's got 1 more chance to rally. Finally, over here, Valkyrie has dropped into hover mode and is just going to try and provide some semblance of just cover fire. And the Inquisitor over there. Oh, it's important to mention that the Inquisitor here and his last survivor have decided to go out in a blaze of glory. They want to try and take on those Assault Marines. Let's see if they can do it. Minotaur Tempesta shooting phase coming up. Tempesta's turn 3 shooting phase. It's gone well. Okay, so the surgical strike has been pulled off. That command squad dropped in, twin linked, 4 melter gun shots, 3 pens, 1 glance. That Contemptor has finally been destroyed. Over here, the plasma gun squad unloaded absolutely everything into those tactical marines. The hotshot lasguns performed very well, gunning 3 down. Unfortunately, from the 4 plasma marines that were caused, all 4 were saved from a 5+ cover save from being behind the tank. So really good saving there from Johnny. The Melter squad with the crack grenade launcher, crack grenade as well, managed to do blow off the assault cannon from that Razorback, so now both Razorbacks are just rolling Stormbolters. And the Flamer squad plus the Valkyrie poured everything they had into the 2 remaining combat squads were there, and both were cut down. So a successful surgical strike, but the Blood Angels have a hell of a lot that they can bring in over here. Lots of Stormbolters, they've got the Flyer. Yeah, they're not out of it yet, not at all. So the final thing that we're going to do now is the Inquisitor is going to try and do his glorious Blaze O' Glory death charge against the Assault Marine. So it's a 6-inch charge, wall distance, and then see if I die on Overwatch. Well, I don't make it anyway, unfortunately. Pretty typical. He spent the whole game running away. He's not exactly the bravest Inquisitor, so let's see what happens to him in Overwatch. So that was the melter gun, was it?
Crack grenade.
Crack grenade, sorry. Two hits from the bolt pistols. Two wounds, right, so first one on his buddy is failed, and then on the Inquisitor himself is passed, thanks to that Terminator armor save. Two melter guns, one hit, and he is dead. No, oh no, Terminator armor, 5+, I forgot, it's not Coaches, he actually has a 5+ save. Nope, unfortunately, the Inquisitor has been slaughtered. That is +3 victory points for the Blood Angels. It is now a fight over the remaining objectives of this facility. Let's see what the Blood Angels can do in their turn 4. Okay, so Blood Angels turn 4 movement. This fast Storm Bolter at this point, it has decided to retreat 12 inches away from the Melter Squad. It wants to basically survive, see what it can do to the end of the game. Then we've got the Storm Raven, it's gone back into flying mode. It's coming over here to conduct a strafing run against the Tempestus ground forces. The Razorback, which still had Marines in, has turned around and done a tactical deployment of its cargo. They're now facing shoulder to shoulder, back to back on the objective, stopping any Tempestus infantry from getting it. And over here, the blob of Blood Angels have moved over with Assault Marines and Furioso Dreadnoughts and Brother Captain Dreadnought Leto, and they are just moving forward. They're going to secure that objective, and if the game goes on, start helping to secure the other objectives that remain on the board as well. Let's see what happens in Blood Angels shooting phase, turn 4. The Blood Angels counter-attack of the counter-attack has been deadly. Over here, a Melter Gunner was cut down, but that was the lightest of casualties. Over here, Plasma Gun Squad was out-plasmaed by a huge pinpoint direct hit blast from this plasma gun. As always, this Storm Raven does absolutely fantastically. It must be a descendant of the Angel Spear. And over here, unfortunately, the 5-man squad was just shredded, absolutely shredded by these Bolter Marines. I did not make a single armor save, failed 6 out of 6 armor saves, whole squad was cut down. Unfortunately, the various Storm Bolters managed to kill this guy's companion, and he has chosen to flee as well. So, and last but not least, a cheeky multi-melter shot for Power of the Machine Spirited into this Valkyrie managed to cause it to be shaken, so it is snap firing next turn. Not a lot of scions left on the board, but they are going to fight to the bitter end. Let's see what they can pull off in their turn. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Knowing that he was snap shooting anyway, the pilot of this Valkyrie initiated a ram against this Razorback down here. But unfortunately, both sides just bounced off each other, so no damage done there. Over here, the remaining Scion foot forces managed to twin link those plasma guns, and 2 Marines were gunned down from the plasma. The last one, an eye hole shot right through from the hotshot lasgun, so that squad has been wiped out. Over here, this squad used 3 melter guns to just glance that Razorback to death. So that's it. It's turn 5 Blood Angels. Let's see what they can do. Phase, turn 5 Blood Angels. These Assault Marines, which were responsible for the slaughter of the Inquisitor and his bodyguards, have moved forward, trying to secure this gate entrance to the base. Over here, the Angel Spear Mark II, perhaps, has dropped down to hover mode, and Brother Captain Atreides has dropped down. He is ready to slaughter these Scions over here. And that is pretty much it for Blood Angels movement. Bit of a shuffling, but overall that was it. Let's see what pain they can bring in turn 5. The wall of Assault Marines covered by the wall of Storm Bolter drop pods managed to cut down half of the Melter squad over there. They are desperately clinging on. No other shooting really had any effect, so we're going to do the charge of Brother Captain Atreides live on camera right now. This Scion squad is preparing to Overwatch. They have 4 plasma gun shots, which they're going to try first now. Need 6s. 1 6. Okay, get that wound. Johnny, do you have a 5 for 4? Nah, it doesn't make a difference. So, Atreides has taken a wound, and then I also have, very quickly, I've got to do the... I'll do a crack grenade from the Tempesta. Doesn't hit. So, Johnny, you get to charge me. You make it in, but Johnny is in Terminator armor, so, and he's charging terrain, which actually means my Scions get to strike first. So I've got 2 guys with plasma guns, and then this Tempesta, which is 2 base, plus 1 for pistol and close combat weapons. So 5 attacks hitting on 4s. 1, 2 attacks, wounding on 5s. No wounds. Uh-oh, this is not looking good. What does Captain Atreides do? He hits with 3 attacks. He wounds on 2s with Shred, thanks to this. Thanks to the lightning claws, and he got 3 wounds. So all 3 are just cut down without mercy. And he consolidates 3 inches. There we go. So the Minotaur Tempestus will be there turn 5. They've got 1 Valkyrie and 2 guys left on the field. Let's see if they can do anything against Brother Captain Leto. So here we are, the end of the battle. The game has ended. The Minotaur Tempestus have done their last final bits to try and claw back some honour. Over here, the remaining command squad, Melter command squad, it never lets me down, was able, using a single melter gun, to instant death Brother Captain Atreides over here. So he has died, and they have managed to capture that objective. Over here, this flyer has zoomed over here, and it's just contesting that objective there. The final score is 1 objective to the Minotaur Tempestus, 1 objective to the Blood Angels, 1 contested objective, but the Blood Angels did manage to kill the Inquisitor, so they have got an additional 3 victory points, which gives them 6 victory points in total, to the Minotaur Tempestus 3 victory points. So a solid victory for the Blood Angels, and let's be honest, if we take a look at this, this is a Blood Angels dominated battlefield. The Inquisitors facility is very much in their hands, so we'll have to see what that means for the Blood and Shadows campaign. Hope you guys enjoyed this battle, and I'll see you guys next.
Brother Sergeant Cole, report. Is the Inquisitor dead? Have we recovered the geneseed?
Negative, Brother Captain. We haven't found neither the body of the Inquisitor or our precious geneseed. However, we were able to recover this data slate, which was found deep in the bowels of the facility. The information within is most disturbing.
It is worse than we could possibly have thought. These experiments the Inquisitor has been carrying out by the Emperor. This is heresy. We must gather up what remains of our chapter. We must end this now.